Greetings, fellow members of the elite. I am so gratified to have been invited to address you all this evening, the final night of our annual retreat here at the Bavarian Glade. Usually when I begin speeches, I find myself feeling like I need to back up and make it clear that when I say things like, I'm gratified to be here, or I'm glad you invited me, I don't really mean it. But usually I'm addressing an audience filled with low-born human cattle who aren't worthy of shining my shoes. This time, I have the privilege of addressing you, my peers. And when I say I'm glad to be here, I mean every word. So I'll try to keep this brief. I know we're all looking forward to the immolation of the eagle ceremony tonight, but I did want to share with you a few more words about a topic which I know is important to all of us, the courts. But first, if I could just circle back to something I said a moment ago, they may not be worthy of doing it, but I do employ people to shine my shoes. I don't shine my own shoes. I wouldn't want you to think that of me. And I don't pay them very much. The courts. We've always known that having an influence in the courts in this country is vital to achieving our goals. For decades, we've been working to acquire and maintain and grow that influence. We have people here with us tonight who represent some of our greatest achievements in this area. Clarence, Sam, so glad you could both make it. Ginny, Martha, lovely to see you as always. Oh, by the way, Clarence, I think your RV has me blocked in, so if you could move it, that would be great. Now, Clarence. Thank you. Give him an inch. I want to address some concerns I've been hearing from some of our people regarding the heat we've been taking with regard to our judicial efforts recently, particularly that which has been directed at Sam and Clarence and our other friends on the Supreme Court, as well as our friends serving throughout the judiciary at the federal, state, and local levels. There are apparently some concerns about the legitimacy of the court. The worry is if you rule too often in favor of our side or our agenda, especially if you have to get a little creative with your application of the law in order to justify your ruling, the public might start to think you're not making an effort to be honest and impartial jurists, that you're allowing your personal biases to inform your decisions, that you're using the power of the judiciary to circumvent the democratic process and impose your values on the people. How should we address these concerns? Here's my advice for what those of you who are currently serving as judges should do about it. Nothing. Seriously, I know some of you were a little sore at Sam and Martha here for the flag stuff and for allowing themselves to be recorded, saying stuff that gives away that they're on our side, but did anyone doubt that before? Was it not obvious? Does people knowing we own the courts change anything? No. What are they going to do about it? My advice for what those of you who are currently serving as legislators should do about it: nothing. Oh, the courts are biased. The courts are illegitimate. The courts are paving the way for fascism. And who's going to stop us? The Democrats? Clarence, back just in time. Well, if you didn't sit down, you wouldn't have to get right back up, would you? Come on, chop, chop. What do you think I'm paying him for? His brilliant legal mind? Jenny's smiling, she gets it. Anyway, let's remember the game plan here, people, okay? We get control of the legislative branch so we can pass whatever laws we want. We get control of the executive branch so we can enforce whatever laws we want. We gain control of the judicial branch so nobody can do anything about us passing and enforcing whatever laws we want. And once we get to that point, we can finally stop pretending we give a shit about the fucking Constitution. Christ, won't that be a wonderful day? I am so sick of the fucking Constitution. I guess we'll have to keep it around for a little while just for show, but I am so ready to just get out from under that fucking thing, aren't you? But how do we do that? We stick to the game plan. When liberals and lefties make noise about expanding the Supreme Court or imposing a code of ethics, we accuse them of wanting to tamper with the established institutions of our democracy, tie the hands of judges because they think their radical agenda is threatened by a free and honest court. When a court hands down a ruling that's favorable to them, that expands the rights of some minority group or a labor union or upholds an environmental regulation or a gun ban, we call it judicial activism. Legislating from the bench. When one of us gets convicted of a felony, we declare it a Stalinist show trial. Tyranny! Persecution, not prosecution. Lawfare. Weaponizing the judicial system to eliminate their political opponents. In other words, we accuse them of doing the shit we actually want to do. Like we've always done. It's gotten us this far, hasn't it? You don't fix what's working. We accuse them of doing all the stuff that we want to do, and then we do the stuff we accuse them of doing, and you judges provide us with the legal cover we need to get away with it until we get to the point when we don't need the legal cover anymore. Why are elections only legitimate when we win them? Why are trials only fair when the verdicts come out the way we want them to? Why is it okay for us to ban their books, but it's not okay for them to not invite us to things? Why is the president supposed to be a powerless administrator when a Democrat's in the White House and an omnipotent God king when one of us Republicans is in there? I don't know. You tell me, motherfuckers. That's why you went to law school, for Christ's sake, so you could come up with some bullshit reasoning that sounds good to back our shit up. It's about goddamn time. Forget where the bar was? I think we both know that's bullshit, don't we, Clarence? Did you pour the Coke in here yourself? I'm not going to find any little hairs in here, am I? Have you seen Anita Hill lately? She still looks good. Ginny, where'd that smile go? Clarence, where's Harlan taking you for 4th of July this year? Harrison, Arkansas. Really? Have fun. You know, the more I think about it, the more I'm of the opinion that the recent stuff with Sam and Martha and the flags and the secret recordings actually helps us. It's now a known fact, or at least an entirely reasonable conclusion based on the available facts, that at least one Supreme Court justice and his wife are right-wing extremists who were sympathetic to an attempt to overturn the result of a presidential election. Just like it's now a known fact that Clarence here is deep in the pocket of pretty much everybody here. And what difference have these stunning revelations made? No difference. What is the result of all this undercover investigative journalism? I hate to repeat myself, but nothing. What better statement of our strength can there be than that? What more irrefutable proof of our control over the narrative can there be than that? We've got the rubes on our side who won't even wait for us to release a statement trying to spin or deflect the story. They'll make up their own rationalizations for why it's not true or it's not important anyway. And we've got the people on the other side, and they'll get the message that, hey, they can get as mad as they want about it because it doesn't matter. We're going to do what we want to do anyway, and they can't stop us. And the part that I love the most, obviously I'm being rhetorical, just like the rest of you, I have never actually felt love either internally from myself or externally toward me from another, but that doesn't matter. I turned out fine. The point that I love the most is they actually can stop us. The ones on the other side, the Democrats, the liberals, the leftists, they can stop us. They can outvote us in elections. If they win enough seats in Congress, they can push their spineless Democratic representatives to impeach flagrantly corrupt and compromised judges like our friends here. Those are just some of the electoral politics options. There are lots of things they can do to stop us. But they won't. Or not enough of them will, at least. Because while we've been turning the courts toward our side, we've also been telling the public that their vote doesn't matter. And even if it did, government isn't their friend. It's not going to help with their problems. Both parties are the same anyway, so why even bother? The result of 40 or 50 years of that, a big chunk of those people who could stop us, they aren't even going to try. Who does voter apathy help? Right here. Who wins when fewer people vote? Right here. Who appoints judges like these guys when they win? So, Sam, Clarence, all the rest of you bench warmers, my message to you is pretty simple. Keep it up. Keep ruling in our favor, no matter what the Constitution says. Kill the laws we need you to kill. Uphold the laws we need you to uphold. And hopefully in a few years, maybe even next year, we can slide into that post-constitutional, post-democratic era we've all been working so hard to get to. And it will be party time. One-party rule time, to be exact. And just to show our gratitude for all you've done for us, we'll figure out some way to get rid of that Jackson woman. And then you, Clarence, can have the honor of being our last Black Supreme Court Justice. You've earned it. Okay, I can tell by the humongous clock made out of human bones that it's almost time for the immolation ceremony, so let's all make our way over to the lake and watch that eagle burn, baby, burn. Let's go. Clarence, whoa, get over here. Give me a piggyback ride. Don't give me that too old shit. Sam, help me up.